There's little doubt Louise Lucas got the best of Governor Glenn Youngkin. Lucas is the Portsmouth Democrat who leads the Senate Budget Committee. She single-handedly killed Youngkin's legacy proposal, a $2 billion sports and entertainment arena in Alexandria. Virginians would have paid for it with the state's credit card, that is, bonds that would have been repaid with interest over time with revenue from the arena, or the Glen Dome, as Lucas and others called it. Someday, soon perhaps, the shoe will be on the other foot. Lucas and Democrats will be on the losing end. To some degree, they already are. Almost immediately after the arena proposal collapsed, Youngkin used his veto to kill two bills prized by Lucas. One would bump up the state's minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2026. The other set up a commercial market for selling recreational marijuana. Weed's been legal in Virginia for adults since 2021. Was Youngkin taking his revenge? You might say that. But the governor had made no secret of his hostility to both proposals, and he did so long before Lucas made short work of the arena. There are two ideas at work here that may explain what happened between Youngkin and Lucas and what didn't. Both of these ideas were initially advanced by the late James McGregor Burns. He was a presidential historian, probably best known for his biography of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Burns was also a leadership scholar. That is, he was fascinated by what makes a leader and what makes people follow a leader. Burns, who helped launch a school of leadership at the University of Richmond, talked about transformational leadership and transactional leadership, and how you can't have one without the other. Youngkin's arena scheme was about transformational leadership. It was a big idea that supposedly would have a significant impact on Virginia's economy, and for it to work required that politicians and the public get behind it. Youngkin, given his penchant for performative politics, made all sorts of grand pronouncements about the idea. And they got lots of attention in the press and on social media. But for the Glen Dome to become a reality required transactional leadership. In other words, the governor was going to have to do the grubby work of politics. In this instance, that meant cutting deals, horse trading, bargaining for the votes of legislators, in particular those in the Democratic majority, especially Louise Lucas, who's been cutting deals, horse trading, and bargaining for votes for more than 30 years. There's lots of evidence that Youngkin didn't show much, if any, transactional leadership. For starters, he represented the arena as a done deal that merely required the consent of the General Assembly. Lucas and her allies definitely had other ideas. Also, Youngkin didn't seem much interested in what Lucas wanted. For example, a higher minimum wage and a state-regulated marketplace for recreational pot. It turns out that nobody's getting anything, and maybe that's the point. Both sides are more interested in depicting their adversaries as unreasonable and using that as a talking point in the next campaign. The next Virginia campaign isn't until 2025, when voters choose a new governor and decide party control of the House of Delegates, now barely held by Democrats. Because of Virginia's one-term and you're done rule for governors, Youngkin won't be on the ballot. But that doesn't mean Republicans won't try to talk up the arena as a good idea that was a casualty of bad politics. As for Democrats, they'll turn that around for voters, that it was good politics that killed a bad idea. For the Richmond Times-Dispatch, this is Jeff Shapiro.